Yes, good afternoon, students. We meet again today with the chapter 6, lecture 3. Okay, so we had finished last time, or we just ended with plasmolysis versus turgidity. Okay, now what we had seen, we had just begun with plasmolysis versus turgidity. Now, what do you find in plasmolysis? Plasmolysis, lysis matlab breakdown. So what do you find here? The process in which the plant cells lose water in the hypertonic solution. So what we had seen in the hypertonic solution, we had seen the concentration of the of a matter that has been dissolved outside the cell. मतलब cell के बाहर the concentration is much more than inside. So we say the cell loses water in an hypertonic solution because there are solutes dissolved in the water outside. Okay, so what happens in the plasmolysis? The plant cell loses water in the hypertonic solution, whereas in the turgid condition, the state of plant cells being swollen due to high fluid in content. That means the water content enters into the cell and the cell remains turgid. एकदम फूला हुआ cell रहेगा. Okay, that means the cell is in a turgid condition. That means अंदर और बाहर आने का situation नहीं है. The cell has absorbed sufficient amount of water and the solute, okay, and it is absolutely turgid, फूला हुआ है. Now plasmolysis will occur because of what? Occurs due to exoosmosis. Now once the what will happen? Plasmolysis, the plant cell will lose water. So what will happen? The 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 water from inside will go outside. So it is going exit. It is going exoosmosis. So it occurs due to exoosmosis. And what happens in turgidity? It occurs due to endoosmosis. Endo matlab entry, it enters inside. So the turgidity occurs due to endoosmosis. Now what happens in plasmolysis? What happens to the protoplasm? The protoplasm shrinks. Why it shrinks? Because everything from inside goes outside. So what would happen? Inside का जो protoplasm है वो shrink हो जाएगा क्योंकि अंदर से बाहर सब कुछ चला गया है. Yes. So the protoplasm shrinks in case of plasmolysis, whereas in turgidity, the protoplasm swells because there is an intake of water. बाहर से पानी अंदर आया है. Okay, so the protoplasm swells here. Now what happens in case of plasmolysis further occurs when cells are in a hypotonic solution that we saw just in the earlier point. And turgidity, what happens? It happens when it's in a hypotonic solution. That means the concentration outside is lesser. Okay, and inside it is more. That is why it tends to move inside. Okay, so what happens here? In the next point, it shows water from the protoplasm to the surrounding solution. So what happens? The water from the inside, water from the protoplasm will tend to move outside. Going outside, it is exoosmosis again. Okay, so what happens in the turgidity? The water moves from the surrounding solution into the protoplasm in case of turgidity. Now what happens in plasmolysis? The water potential of the protoplasm is higher, and whereas the water potential of the surrounding solution is higher here. Okay, then the turgor pressure decreases and in case of plasmolysis, whereas the turgor pressure increases in turgidity. So what happens to the plant membrane, the cell membrane? The peels away from the cell wall, whereas in turgidity pushes the plasma membrane against the cell wall. That means the pressure is being created against the plasma membrane and the cell wall. So In plasmolysis, what happens to the plant? The plant wilts, मतलब वो सूख जाता है. Whereas in the turgid condition, the plant will stand upright. Okay, एकदम फूला फूला healthy आपको plant नजर आएगा in case of a turgid condition. Okay, so this difference between the plasmolysis versus turgidity could be asked for 2 marks or 3 marks in the board exam. Okay, hence we have done this difference. Okay, so we go to the next part here. The same thing uh, in case of plasmolysis and turgidity. Here it is explained in the form of endoosmosis versus exoosmosis. So the same thing is been explained in the form of a condition, the movement of water. That plasmolysis because of the condition of the cell. Okay, now here endoosmosis as per the movement of the water, it's been explained. So just go through the endoosmosis versus exoosmosis. So this also could be asked for 2 marks or 3 marks in the board exam. Okay, now here this is apoplast versus symplast. We will see what it is first and then we will see the distinguish. You need to understand this and it could be asked again in the board exam. Now here, now see this. Now this is what you can see here. What do you see here? You see here. Now this is a root hair. Okay. Now this is the root hair. Okay. And here this is the epidermis. Okay. These are the cortex cells. Okay. And this is the Casparian strip. Okay, and here it is the xylem and the phloem cells. Okay, now what happens? Passage of water across the root. Now as here you will see there are two lines here, one is in the red in color, one is in the blue in color. Now what does that red and the blue color line explain? Now see, just read here. Some water enters the root hair vacuole by osmosis. That means the water could enter into the root hair through imbibition, through diffusion, through osmosis. Why we are talking here osmosis? Because it is through a semi-permeable membrane. Okay. So you need to understand. So as the water enters into the root hair, so this is a vacuolar pathway. Now this vacuolar pathway could be symplast, or there are two kinds of pathways that we are going to see here, the symplast and the apoplastic pathway and the symplastic pathway. Now here you would see what happens in the vacuolar pathway. It's a part of the symplast, but you need to understand here the vacuolar pathway represents the most resistance to water flow. That means because what happens, because of the number of membranes to be crossed, the apoplastic pathway, it is the least. But here you see here in the blue line here, you will see the water crosses through the living membrane, through the living cells via the plasmodesmata. Okay, so here you will see this blue line crosses the cell membrane into the cytoplasm and passes from cell to cell via the plasmodesmata. That is a symplastic pathway. Whereas in the red line that you see here, what do you see here? The water does not enter the living cells, but what it happens? It passes through the cells की बीच वाली जगह. आप क्या देख रहे हैं? Cells की बीच वाली जगह आप देख रहे हैं इधर? Cells की बीच में से. It is passing through the intercellular space. मतलब सेल्स के बीच वाली स्पेस से, जबकि ये पिंक वाली लाइन सेल्स में से पास हो रही है. So what is happening? It is passing through the plasmodesmata. Okay, and here this red line is passing through the intercellular spaces. So it is passing through in between the cells. So when the water is passing in between the cells, we say that is the apoplastic pathway. And if it is passing through the cells, we say that is it is a symplastic pathway. Okay. But at the endoderm, so what happens here? You will see at the endoderm here, this endoderm, but at the endodermis, the apoplastic pathway is blocked. So here you are seeing this is the apoplastic pathway. It is blocked here. This is the endoderm. So you will see it is blocked by a strip of corky material, the Casparian strip. Okay, this is the endoderm cells. So here in the apoplastic pathway, the water is being blocked by this Casparian strip. Whereas in the symplastic pathway, between the cells, it is passed through the Casparian strip and goes inside. Okay. Now what happens in this process? So you will see in this process, what happens in the pathway here. So here, what do you find? So here in this diagram, you will be able to see the plasmodesmata is there. That is the plasmomembrane, the epidermis, the cortex. जो ऊपर के सेल्स यहाँ देखिए, ये क्या था? द रूट हेयर था, ये एपिडर्मिस था. ओके, ये कॉर्टेक्स है और ये एंडोडर्मिस है. ओके, यही चीज को यहाँ पे एक्सप्लेन किया गया है. सो ये एपिडर्मिस है, ये कॉर्टेक्स है और ये एंडोडर्मिस है और ये अंदर के सेल्स हैं, द पेरिसाइकल, और उसके अंदर के जाइलम एंड फ्लोएम है. ठीक है, और यहाँ पे एंडोडर्मिस में कैस्पेरिन स्ट्रिप है जो ये यहाँ है. ओके, now what do you find? The water and ion absorption and the movement here in the roots is being shown by the symplastic and the apoplastic pathway here. Okay, so here you need to understand that the water is absorbed by the root hair cell either through imbibition, diffusion or osmosis. Okay, sequentially. So imbibition, initially it is just absorbed, okay, and then it will climb to a certain level, but then it is passing through a membrane, so it passes through osmosis. So you will find consecutively the cells become very turgid. What happens? The water enters inside and the cells become turgid. So when the cells become turgid, what happens? Turgid का जो pressure है, that is the turgor pressure, increases. Okay, so the pressure on the walls will increase, but the DPD जो है उसका value decrease होगा. DPD क्या है? Yes, all of you, do you all remember what is DPD? Yes, yes, students here. Do you recall what is DPD? Diffusion pressure deficit. What it is? Diffusion pressure deficit. So what happens? The diffusion pressure is, the value decreases there. So what do you find? Immediately the adjacent cortical cells inner to it has more DPD value because its osmotic pressure is more. Okay, therefore the cortical cells will suck water from the turgid root cell and it becomes turgid, and the flaccid root hair now absorbs water from the soil. So what happens? So the water tends to pass through the epidermis, through the cortex, through the turgor pressure, okay, and the diffusion pressure deficit. So it starts moving. So कहीं पे प्रेशर कम है, कहीं पे टर्गर प्रेशर ज्यादा है, कहीं पे डीपीडी 0 है. ठीक है, उसकी वजह से पानी मूव कर रहा है. ओके, एंड आफ्टर दैट द ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर becomes more. Okay, because osmosis takes place, right? So when the water comes in, the osmotic pressure becomes more. Therefore the cortical cell will suck water from the turgid root hair cell. Okay, Now what will happen? Water from the turgid cortical cell is sucked by the, so what happens? The water from the turgid cortical cells, so these are the cortical cells that this, see the water from here is coming inside here. So the cortical cells here will become turgid, okay, and the process goes on. And what happens? The gradient of the suction pressure, that is the dpd, is developed from cell of the epilemma, that is from outside here, the epilemma, okay, to the cortex of the root. Yes, and consequently the water moves rapidly from the root through the loosely arranged living cells of the cortex, okay, followed by the passage of the endodermis. So it comes up to the endodermis, and finally it comes into the pericycle here. Now the protoxylem is in the close proximity with the, so the protoxylem is in the close proximity of the pericycle. Okay. Yes. So what happens? The pressure has been created. Okay. So what happens? Absorption of water being a continuous process, a sort of hydrostatic pressure is developed in the living cells of the root, and that is called as the root pressure. Okay. Now because of the root pressure, the water from the pericycle is not only forced into the xylem but also conducted upwards against the gravity. So we will find here, what do you find? The water from the root hair comes into the cortex, passes through the endodermis, and will come up to the pericycle. Okay, okay, and then will come, so that the water is being transferred. So what happens? What is it happening? It is going against the gravity. Clear? So the pathway that we see here, both you see the apoplast and the symplast here. Okay. So what did we see? In the apoplast, the water moves in between the cells. So here also you will see it is going in between the intercellular space. Whereas the symplast, it is moving between the cells. Okay. So we go to the next part. So the root pressure. So what you find in the root pressure? The soil solution is hypotonic, and what do you find? The water potential is lower in root hairs, so that the water enters by osmosis. Okay, so the water potential becomes less negative, and then what happens? The adjacent cells of the cortex, जो आपको दिखाया था root hairs के बाद के जो cells हैं, that is the adjacent cells of the cortex, now have become more negative water potential, so the water enters into them, and the water just goes on entering and enters and gets into the xylem. So the potential gradient is built up, and that is called as the root pressure. Okay. Now what happens here? The absorption is the absorption of minerals is independent of that of water. Now as with the water is absorbed, the minerals are also absorbed. Yes, and the absorbed mineral ions are pulled in upward along with the xylem sap because of the transpiration pull. And what happens? The cells uptake them. That means uptake what? The minerals. So cells uptake them actively. Okay. So that is how the water absorption takes place. Okay. And you could see all the different kinds of ions are being absorbed. So basically when you see here, so water absorption is of two kinds, a passive absorption and active absorption. Now in passive absorption, the water is absorbed through the roots, and in active absorption, the water is absorbed by the roots. So there's a difference between here. Water is absorbed through the roots and by the roots. Okay. So you need to understand, we will understand this. And in active absorption, there are two theories. One, the osmotic theory and the non-osmotic theory. Okay, so we'll see that. Now, first we need to understand what is a passive absorption. Now, what do you see here? The intake of water by plants due to transpiration pull is called as passive absorption. So, what happens? There is an intake of water by plants due to transpiration pull is called as passive absorption. Now, what happens? The water is being absorbed due to the transpiration activity in the top of the plants. Now, what is transpiration? There is loss of water from the leaf surface. Okay, so that we'll see ahead little further, but you try to understand this first. Okay, so what happens here? The root cell has no role in absorption. The function is an absorptive surface. So here the root does not play any role. So water is absorbed through the roots. So there is a difference. Like in the last slide I said. Here see in the chart here. Passive absorption, water is absorbed through roots. And active absorption, water is absorbed by roots. Through मतलब roots के through अपने आप. Active absorption by the roots. Try to understand the English. Okay, so what happens? As a result, the water from the xylem vessels move into the mesophyll cells of the leaf, and then the water in the xylem vessels is in the form of a column. So the water just climbs up, okay, and it is in the form of a column. So there is a pulling up. So what is happening? The water from the root is just been pulled up. So we say passive absorption is absorption through the root. So it has been just pulled up. रूट नहीं खींच रहे, रूट से ऑटोमेटिकली वो पानी ऊपर जा रहा है. Okay, you need to understand the difference. So the water moves through the apoplastic pathway, symplastic pathway, and the transmembrane pathway. So transmembrane pathway is also part of the symplast pathway. Okay, so it is now largely greatest amount of water has been pulled up by the passive absorption. So the water has been absorbed through the roots and its water rises up like a column, okay, and reaches up to the leaves. Clear? Now we go to the next part. Now what do you understand here? See, this mechanism is carried out without the utilization of metabolic energy. That means यहाँ पे कोई energy इस्तेमाल नहीं हो रही है. Here the only the root acts as an organ of absorption or passage. Hence sometimes it is called as water absorption through roots rather by roots. Okay, so इसमें कोई energy इस्तेमाल नहीं हो रही है. ठीक है? Now what it happens? It occurs in rapidly transpiring what plants during daytime because of the opening of stomata and the atmospheric conditions. The force for absorption of water is created at the leaf end, that is the transpiration. As I earlier said, transpiration is what? The water has been lost from the leaf surface. Okay. Now what happens? When the water has been lost from the leaf surface, there's a pull of water through the roots up to the leaf, and the water when is been pulled through the roots, it has been passed through the symplastic pathway, apoplastic pathway, and the transmembrane pathway, and there is no energy utilized. So the root is acting just like an organ. समझ रहे? Okay, so this pathway, this passive absorption is been done because of the opening of the stomata and the atmospheric conditions. Okay, we go to the next part. Active absorption. Now what do you find here? In the active absorption there are two kinds: active osmotic absorption and active non-osmotic absorption. Okay, so this theory was proposed by Atkins and Priestley. two different scientists were responsible for this theory. Now what happens in this particular theory? See, read here carefully. Active absorption, the absorption of water by the plant with the use of energy is known as active absorption. हमने क्या देखा था पहले? Passive absorption, it is through the roots, and in active absorption, the water is absorption by the roots. So when it is by the roots, there is an energy involved. So here you see, in this process, the root cell plays an active role in the absorption of water, and it utilizes energy. Now, the water is absorbed by the operation of osmotic forces by the use of the energy. So, what happens here? In the osmotic active absorption, the water moves from the hypotonic solution to the hypertonic. Hypertonic मतलब concentration solutes का ज़्यादा है और hypotonic solutes की मात्रा कम है. Yes? So, what happens? The water moves from hypotonic to हाइपरटोनिक सॉल्यूशन. कम मात्रा से ज्यादा मात्रा में मूव कर रहा है. तो आप ये डायग्राम देखिए, रूट हेयर से किधर गया? कॉर्टिकल सेल्स में गया, फिर पैसेज सेल्स में गया, फिर पेरिसाइकल में आया, फिर जाइलम में आया, फिर आया लीव्स में. सो दैट इज हाउ द एक्टिव अब्जॉर्प्शन टेक्स प्लेस यूटिलाइजिंग एनर्जी. So here, what do you understand? It is the absorption of water by roots with the help of metabolic energy generated by the root respiration. Now what happens in respiration? What is needed in respiration? Oxygen is needed, and what is needed? A carbohydrate is needed. Now through oxygen and carbohydrate, that carbohydrate is being broken down so as to release ATP molecule, adenosine triphosphate is been released. Yes, that means it is been utilized. So the force for water absorption originates from cells of the root due to root respiration. And what happens here? As the root actively takes part in the process, it is called as active absorption. Okay. According to Renner, he is a scientist, what happens? Active absorption takes place in low transpiring and well watered plants, and 4% of total water absorption is carried out in this process. The active absorption is explained by two theories, which is active absorption and active non-osmotic water absorption. Like in the previous slide we saw, देखो एक्टिव अब्जॉर्प्शन दो प्रकार के हैं, एक्टिव ऑस्मोटिक अब्जॉर्प्शन एंड एक्टिव नॉन ऑस्मोटिक अब्जॉर्प्शन. ओके, सो हियर वही एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं. देयर आर टू काइंड्स. नाउ व्हाट इज एक्टिव ऑस्मोटिक अब्जॉर्प्शन? The intake of water by the root hairs by the operation of osmotic forces is called as osmotic active absorption. Okay, so water is absorbed by the activity of the root cells. Now what happens here? The osmotic pressure, the root pressure, the turgor pressure and the diffusion pressure deficit plays a main role. Okay, and the water moves from the hypotonic to the hypertonic solution. So the root hair sucks the soil water and the xylem vessel pumps the water upward up to the leaves. Also, okay, so that is active osmotic absorption. So here you see osmotic theory. Now the second one, the non-osmotic theory. So this was proposed by Thiemann and Kramer. What does it say? Water absorption is an active process, occurs due to non-osmotic reason against the DPD. मतलब diffusion pressure deficit के against काम कर रहा है. So it requires ATP that comes from the respiration, as we know. Okay. So what happens here? It operates very slowly. Yes, in transpiring plants. occurs against the DPD gradient and requires expenditure of energy released from respiration. There might be some carrier substance in the wall of the root cells which bind with water and carry it to the inner tissue. So certain bacteria in higher plants. Auxin increases rate, auxin is an hormone, okay, in plants, okay. So auxin increases rate of transpiration as well as the water absorption, okay. So here you could see the root pressure, guttation. We will see what is guttation later on. Guttation and bleeding are the manifestation of active water absorption, okay. So the available evidence indicates that passive absorption accounts for most of the water absorbed by plants. मतलब पानी अपने आप absorb होता है, okay. In active absorption important only in slow transpiring plants. मतलब जिन plants में transpiration slow है उनमें active absorption होता है, okay. Growing in soil near field capacity, okay. So this is the next part, that is translocation of water, that is ascent of sap, okay. So we saw, what did we see? We saw, yes. So here we need to understand the difference between the active and passive absorption. So what did we see in active absorption? Energy required है और passive absorption में energy नहीं required है, correct. In active absorption we have two different kinds, osmotic, active osmotic and non-osmotic, okay. So what you find here, the forces are created by the osmotic concentration. In passive absorption it is created by the transpiration pull. So go through this difference between the active and passive absorption, okay. So this also could be asked for 2 marks or 3 marks in the board exam. So it is easier for you to understand when we put it up in a differentiation form, okay students. So this part now, as this chapter was earlier in the 11th standard, तुम्हारे से पहले वाले बैच को 11th स्टैंडर्ड में था जो कि तुमको नहीं था, इसीलिए अभी तुम आप लोगों को ये 12th में डाल दिया गया है. So the most the parts that could be asked in this particular, till what we did was they could ask you the definitions of imbibition, osmosis, diffusion. They could ask you difference between this active and passive absorption. They could ask you difference between, or draw the Venn diagram between the diffusion and osmosis and imbibition, okay. So जितने भी और turgidity और plasmolysis के बीच में difference है, okay. So all these they could ask as a definition of 1 mark or 2 marks, 3 marks as per the differentiation, okay. And it's a favorite question, they could ask you the apoplast and the symplast also in a diagrammatic form, yeah. So we end the third lecture here, okay. So in the next lecture we would understand the next concept, that is the translocation of water, that is ascent of the sap, okay. So go through this chapter well. It is more of a not very diagrammatic. It's a much dry chapter in comparison to the earlier reproduction chapter, but then each chapter has marks. So this chapter would also have probably 4 to 5 marks. I don't know, as per the division, we have not received the division of marks as yet, but it would have difference, it would have some marks definitely, okay. So we end our chapter, our lecture here, okay. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.